So, three big things I want to mention. Quality does affect like the sale price of what you get. So the math that we have figured out is that it's the sale price of the animal divided by 100 times 200 as the max quality that you can have a animal at times the number of the herd. Now, depending on the animal, you may or may not want to go too high of a herd. At least not in the beginning because it can be really difficult to manage. Like cows. Cows are notorious for getting stuck on fences. So try to avoid fences. Chickens. You don't want to herd the chickens. Don't fuck with the chickens like that. You're just going to want to get the chickens and basically, if you want to have chickens, cool. But all you need to have to be able to get eggs from chickens is have a chicken.
I didn't see an option for a chicken coop. Where's that?
Yep. So if you look in your boss menu
Okay.
or your boss actions, upgrades,
Oh.
and then if you didn't have them, it would say cow pen and chicken pen.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you. I didn't know that.
yeah. So once you get the chicken coop, you would spawn in a chicken. So I'll do chicken coop, check on chicken. I don't.
Oh, and then they're there. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll go over here. There's my little chickens.
Yes.
And
Oh, when
collecting
you're
it.
herding, and it's like says like the grass isn't, there isn't
Yeah.
enough grass here. Like, does that actually matter? Is
No,
that
that's
actually...
just the flavor text to say why you're moving around.
Okay, okay.
Eh.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this and me.
So
This is the best shit
these
ever.
mini games, originally there was like a max score that you had to hit. I didn't know that. Now you literally just have to click on one.
Okay.
You could win the mini game by clicking on one.
Thank you.
Because I didn't get any eggs. And the reason why is because our environment for the ranch is currently at 0.
Fair.
I'm pretty sure it does reset at restart, but it is so easy to get back up. If you have 2 people working on the ranch, it takes less than 30 minutes.
So
If
so
you
long as you just gotta, if you're gonna be doing ranch things, just get the ranch environment up.
Yeah.
And you can keep
Get
doing
the ranch environment up to about 150%. So that's really all you need, 130 to 150. And you just do that by doing ranch chores.
Okay.
We have it to where the ranch chores reset very quickly, so you can just work on them. And both people can work on separate chores or even the same chore.
Nice.
So watch, I'll just do one. I'm not even gonna bother clicking the other.
That's some damn good hay work right there.
Damn right.
Faith is a slacker, guys. We all. Also, you guys might hear.
It's bothering me because I can see the slow ones and I want to click them.
You can still touch your screen, just bap.
Bap, bap. Like the cat's playing the games.
Damn
So,
it, I touched one and it disappeared.
okay, I finished that. My environment's at a 1 because I've done one chore. But then, and I'm wondering if the better you do at a task, the more.
From what I noticed when I did do pretty good,
It's-
for each one that I did get, did increase it by that amount.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
it's
good to
the
know.
number you get adds up on the percentage for the
So
environment.
if you get all of them, it's actually a pretty good like.
If you get all of them, I will give you like $100
No, there's no way.
million.
Like I've gotten 22. Like 22's been my max
wow.
so far.
My
20
best
is my
score was
high.
15.
16 is and
Damn,
it
I'm
does.
doing better than I
It's like
thought.
Rookie
so
numbers. We gotta pump this up.
every one that you get is a percentage towards the environment. I've noticed.
Yes.
Yeah. So as long as you have people working on the ranch, yeah, so 17.
Yeah.
You could do that. Now, you don't want to with this once you have okay. So you don't want to herd your cattle or anything like that until your environment is up to about the 130 to 150%. Once you get your cattle up to the 200, that's when you want to buy your other cattle because they all come in at that 200% as well.
Nice.
So then you're not
RP
having.
wise, Yeah, RP wise, they're coming in, and the alpha is showing them the way.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how we're RPing it out. Because there's no way to. I mean, you could theoretically buy all 8 or however many you want to buy and herd them all at once up to 200. It's just, it can be very frustrating because of how buggy things can be. So, we're not, like, it's not considered an exploit or a loophole. It's part of the functioning of the script.
Okay.
So, still doing that. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is, like, when I was getting eggs from the chicken coop, you have to put the chickens and the cows back in their pens. So if you don't, you can't do any of the other chores until they're back in. And there'll be a button in the menu that says send animal back to pen or whatever. Your herd trail. Whenever you're setting your herd trail, you don't want it to be close, like all the points close. You want to have distance. So I'm going to show you guys what we did with ours. Cattle. So I get mine out here because they get stuck on the fence. Get your butt back. So our first spot is all the way over here. The more distance, the better the yield of the quality.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
So,
You have them going around
Yeah.
like a big like section of like the property, and we notice a huge spike in the quality.
whenever I first set this up, I put it kind of close because I didn't know. And we were testing it out, and it was like, okay, the further away you put them, the better it is. And it makes sense because you're moving them along the property.
Because we like originally we did it kind of like how the other script was, like in thinking it was something similar to that, and then we noticed like the prompts being like, the grass is scarce, so we moved it to like the green area on features.
Yeah.
And it was the quality just like spiked, and like we still had all the same prompts and stuff, but like
Yeah. It's just part of the script. It's just encouraging you to find the next pasture. So, if you're using the herding dog, doing /on me keeps the animals close to you, and everything like that. But the hunting dogs in general, like the herding dogs, they stick to you like glue. That's just unfortunate. The cattle do too whenever you're doing the sell.
yes.
And I've killed sheep by literally just trying to get them into the pen because they were sticking to me like glue. Excuse you. This part of the herding is fun. Trying to lure 8 cows to fucking Valentine was a goddamn nightmare last night. Faith was like, I don't even care anymore. And then we got so you guys have dealt with wolves. We dealt with cattle rustlers.
Oof.
It was so much fun. I killed so many.
There's 3 large wolves for my 4 chickens, and I'm just like, okay.
You're like, I guess this is how they die.
And I have a shotgun, and I'm like, okay.
The chickens are a real pain in the ass.
But I like my chickens.
I tried that this morning. They're fun, they're adorable, but taking them anywhere they move so slow.
Yo.
Yeah. So you can have chickens, they just move slow. But the timer itself for the selling is long enough that you should have plenty of time to get them to the location that you choose.
I don't know if I would ever try to like sell the chickens. I would just want them because chickens and
Yeah.
eggs. I think maybe the sheep and maybe the goats, but that's it.
Yeah.
The cows are
I
like
haven't-
better than having the chickens
Yeah.
for the eggs.
I can get milk from goats.
I haven't messed around with the goats yet. So I don't know if they're a pain or not.
I'll find out, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Lily's cult needs to grow.
But any money that you get from selling goes straight into the ledger of the ranch menu.
Nice.
Oh my god, that timer is so long because that is the timer that's also for the sale timer. So it used to be 20 seconds after you got to the sale barn that you would have to get all the animals to the sale barn, which was very short when they get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I upped it to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But now you have 3 minutes to wait at this part.
Fair.
So we might
Wait,
drop it.
does that do both of them?
Yes. So
Okay, then I would do it at like a minute then.
That's not
Yeah.
really that long.
I mean, we'll see. But we're just kind of gonna chill. But that also, so there's also an inventory kind of system within the ranch as well. So whenever you milk cows or collect eggs, that product goes into that inventory and you could collect it at that time.
Okay.
So you could stockpile all of your ranching product in that spot.
Nice.
Now, if you guys fail to herd your cattle or your livestock or whatever you choose to do during this time when you're trying to raise their quality, if you fail to get all of them to the spot, they die. Like the ones
yeah,
that don't
I
get
had
there die.
I had one chicken live, and then I
Yes.
waited out the timer because it wasn't going anywhere or doing anything, and I'm like, okay. And then they died. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So,
Fair.
so they die, and I have no way to change that. That's just part of the mechanic. If you don't get them into the sale barn before the timer runs out, they're considered dead. Now, if you are at the sale barn and you're doing that part of the ranching, and they die, you get money taken away from your total yield. So using that formula, and I'll post the formula in the ranching channel. If you are expecting, like we were expecting $250 for 8 heads of cattle, at max quality and everything, because we had all but 2 die because they got stuck on the stupid fucking fence. After I am so salty. We only got paid $25 because we got penalized for every head that quote died. So
Man.
I'm gonna review the
Make that what
locations.
you spent, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we didn't make,
Yeah.
and we did drop the prices down to one, be realistic for the economy, but also so it doesn't feel so penalizing if the selling fails.
Yeah.
But the reason why
Yep.
that is there is so people won't just sit there and kill their cattle to grind out materials.
Fair.
Okay, so 0 died. So, hi sheep. I wish we could do like the mutton busting. I need that script in my life. So,
Wrestle the sheepies.
yeah, so because the
Yes.
quality of my ranch right now is not high, my cow isn't that high. Let me see here the boss section.
Also on the quality of the ranch. You want to get as close to 150 as you can without going over.
Yes.
Because when we were screwing around with it, we broke 150 and it went down to like 17 or something like that.
Yeah, and like reset
Right.
it.
Yeah, so it went back around. So
So
keep that in
just
mind.
yeah, just what we've noticed and what we've kind of learned through testing last night was if each one of us did each chore once, it got to where it needed to be and we were done. So that was kind of like the sweet spot. But other than that, like let me because I want to show where that inventory stuff cowpen. Oh yeah, so whenever I click on cowpen, it shows that I have 33 milk.
Nice.
And then milk cows. It spawns a cow. And then you have
get to milk it though.
yes, you get to milk it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't like you
my
touching
God.
its tits. And Faith looks like she's taking a poop.
Oh my.
Wow,
It's
this
the
mini game
script-
is so
it's
much
the
easier.
I
script.
gotta get a
Run.
fucking stool put there.
Yeah. Damn, I got that fast one.
God, I hope that's actually a fucking. No, it's not a bull. It's got the fucking hip things.
Nope, it's not a bull, it's a female. Luckily, they were smart enough to actually use the proper ped. So now that I have 2, so the cow's still there. As you can see in the menu, after environment, it just says return cow to barn. I can't do anything else until that is put away. And then now I can see everything. So, we're gonna do the herding for the cell.
Oh,
Yes.
so for everyone that has like multiple people on ranches, if someone has the cow out, or I don't know about the chickens, but the cows specifically, I know, if you try to access the ranch menu while the cow's out, your ranch menu will get bugged. You'll have to have an app.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least one person will get bugged. I didn't get bugged, but he got bugged. Okay, Cal, let's
Yes.
go. Hopefully this will not be as ginormous as a headache as it was last night. Going this way. So we're gonna go all the way to Valentine.
Wait, no, the fence, baby.
I fixed it.
The
It's not
the
gonna.
cow fence? Or I was talking about the cow fence, but it's only one.
Yeah. I'm just doing that for now, just because testing purpose. Come on. One thing we noticed with the cows is that they take forever to turn around when they get all loosey goosey, drunk, distracted for some fucking reason. So you have to go slow. Otherwise, they become dumb.
I am happy to come around in character and kind of help anyone get for this kind of thing because it can be a pain. Um, so just let me know if you do, but it sounds like everyone's pretty much working towards getting it figured out themselves.
Plus, I don't plan on like actually selling them a lot. It's mainly just for the materials they can give,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that I like sheep.
Yeah.
Like, Faith, I need a pet sheep one day
Yes.
and a prairie chicken. I'm just saying.
One day.
You'll
get
talk to Hannah about that.
I know, right? Someday.
Eventually, I will open it up to where if people want to specialize in certain animals for farming, I can put that in. Like right now, the Wasake have exclusive rights to the bison.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be
Completely
able to herd
understandable.
bison. See, this is so much easier with one cow.
Yes.
Like, it took me like 30 minutes to get to this spot. Like, no joke. It was so frustrating.
Yes.
With them bumping into each other and shit, I'm guessing.
Yes, because they would all bump into each other, or
Yes.
they'd bump into me, or
Yeah.
they just wander. And the other thing we notice is that even if you are an employee of the ranch, they only listen to the person who started the sale herd
Fair.
and the other type of herding.
Yes.
So, like Buchanan, he was behind the herd and I was in front, but they still would like wander off, and I'd have to like turn all the way around to go get them. And locals like to run
Yes.
into your shit too, because they've never heard of a cow jam before.
Right.
Okay, so you've only got the one cow. You can probably go a little faster.
That's what you say that, and I'm getting way too far because they're not keeping.
Yeah. Well, it stopped. So yeah.
The quickest to
So
run on
with
foot
the
while the other people are mounted.
Horses. Yeah. With the horses, it's not so bad. Once the horses get going, and this I'm talking about from another server that uses this script. But once the horses were going, they keep pace with you. You could like go up to your fastest trot speed, whatever. not holding shift.
Yes. But yeah, so we will eventually put horses in to be in for the ranching too. It's just we wanted to keep the type of animals low for now until we were sure that we were going to stick with this.
Fair. Can I milk the goats?
So there's not a mechanic in
I
this.
don't know.
You can't. So there's not a mechanic in this script, but we could probably find another script where you could.
I don't want to make it so that they're more scripted.
I don't
I can
mi-
just have the one dairy cow for milk.
But I don't mind because I also want to be able to have goat milk. Like
Okay.
it's not just you.
Okay, fine. Then in that case, yes.
We gotta keep you two out of the same room together. I swear to God.
It's the same thing with like the sheep. Like there is a script where you can shear sheep,
Yes.
and
Oh,
but
yeah.
this script
Yep.
but this script clearly doesn't have
Yes.
that.
So it's just those animals are just for meat at that point, or just because you like them.
Yeah, they're just there to be herded
So,
and put.
okay, so we did lose like one sheep because it borked and it only loaded 5 when we were taking our quote unquote herd of 8 sheep. But like she said, one of them died, so I mercy killed it, and I did get like wool and mutton off
Yeah.
of it.
Because it still registers from our skinning script,
Yeah.
that stuff.
All right.
So if you have one that dies while you're going out, feel free to skin it and pluck it. Just won't get money from it.
Yeah.
It's already dead. We just don't want to see people just like, oh, here's my 8 cows. Boom, 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 boom. Like,
Just let me shear the sheep so I don't have to fucking kill it.
yeah. Well, it's like you kill a chicken and you get chicken eggs, and it's like, what? But that was the only way until I get the ecology script in that you could get eggs, and then now because chickens are a thing, waiting on these fucking like, and that's
Yeah,
it.
be ready.
Well, and the thing is that the rustlers like they didn't show up as blips for me. So like when you started shooting at stuff, I was like, what the hell is he shooting at? And then I saw like all these X's, and I'm like, okay,
Okay,
so
so-
he's killing a lot.
Maybe it was a bandit attack then.
Did it say anything to you? Like, did it anything like a notification come up or anything?
I don't remember.
If you're going right up ahead and you make it a
and-
right, that's an ambush point.
So they came basically from that big hill, like right there in front of her, and
Yeah, then
off
that's
to
an
the
ambush
side
point.
of the road up there head of Valentine. Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, it was an ambush. It was
Okay.
just a very convenient ambush.
Raphael's been going up there and like triggering it every so often just to keep the roads clear.
Come
It's been
on.
good practice.
Yes. Wait, I finally got ambushed.
You did. You finally got ambushed.
Congratulations.
It happens to me constantly.
Man, so I have been involved in other people's ambushes. I have never been ambushed, up until yesterday. Yeah, like me being ambushed.
It's like it waits for me to be alone, and then there's all the wolves and the cougars and everything, all the time.
What job am I on?
Government probably.
Nope. Hold it.
Railroad.
Oh,
I'm on the-
railroad.
I'm still on the railroad. Hold up. I was like, I don't get paid like a salary on my ranching job. That's not how that works. This has been the most relaxing I've ever had. The cat, like, I was
Yes.
so frustrated last night trying to get these cows.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And like the further along we got, the more irritation there was in her voice.
Because we'd make like 2 steps and then like 5 of them would stop. And I'm like, why are you stopping? Yeah, keep pace. There you go.
There you go.
Oh.
Okay, now you're outdistanced again.
Come on, Moo Moo.
You changed the location, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Now it's in front of the stockyard
No.
fence instead of going through the pens to the stockyard.
Yes. That was a nightmare.
Yeah, because they all got stuck in the corral and then they just never moved ever again.
It was the moo cow blood train.
They
I
could be in a
was-
train going through another train.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
I really wish I was recording that when that happened.
Dude, that was
That was some
amazing.
cheers.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
My head hurt.
It was so
smiling and laughing so
ridiculously
hard.
funny. Yeah.
I'm still laughing. Just Charles perfectly. Now where's Mike?
I don't know how I lived.
Because you were sitting.
No, I was no.
Yeah.
The first time, whenever I got shunted off to the side and almost died,
Oh.
I somehow lived through going through the train. I watched myself get like sandwiched between shit and then shunted off to the side, half dead.
Have you ever had your finger hovering over a key and then your finger just twitches?
Yes.
Yes.
That happened when
Yes.
I with my G, and I got up and I just poof for the second time. It's like, oh, this is how I die.
Oh no, what happened to Cow?
It got sold. So now I just have to wait for the timer to run out. So this gives me plenty of time to get back to Emerald Ranch.
Nice.
And it should
Yeah, we
show
definitely
money
need
on the
longer
books.
If we were gonna go towards fucking Armadillo.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get yours moved closer.
That would be a long ass trip.
Yeah, we already have to deal with the cougar either way, so it's
I'm guessing
Yeah.
we might end up going to that fucking place where the other training spot is. Who knows?
that would work too.
Yeah.
I was going to move it to Tumbleweed.
Which
That
is
works.
just as fine,
Yeah, both of them
depending on
work.
the spot, because we can go around that entire section right there and then just end up on the outskirts of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
before the mission. There's a lot of room in the desert.
There is. There's also a lot of
Yeah.
shit for them to get hung up on in the desert, like rocks and cactus.
There's no
Imagine if
shortage of
cactus
those
did damage.
near-faded horse.
I love the desert.
Like, just imagine if cactus did damage.
And
Uh-huh.
I've thought
No.
about it.
Do it, turn it
No,
on, do
no.
it for me.
I don't have a way to do it, but if I could code the game, I would, because there are so many people who are like, I'm going to run through this big bushel of cactus. And I'm like, you fucking moron.
I felt so bad on Cutter because I was like, okay, let me cut through here. Him, no, no, no. It's like I swear I'm trying to avoid the cactuses.
That's why I stay out of the desert.
I'm so glad
Or prickly
that
panther.
everything started out in New Austin.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I got to spend, yeah, that's the most time I've ever spent out in New Austin. It was
I always
great.
spend way too much fucking time in the desert. I have a problem. I didn't even know there were sandstorms, so I've never seen those before.
Great sandstorm.
They're so good. Rip the skin from my flesh, let's go.
Haboob.
And now we just wait for the timer. I will make next to nothing because quality wasn't high enough, but I wanted to show just kind of
Appreciate
that.
that. This explains so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
I had intended to do this, I just hadn't had an opportunity.
Oh, you're fine. I'm
Oh.
not upset at the slightest. Bumbling my way through shit is half my fun.
I feel that on such a level.
Slow it the hell down.
The carriages and the like carts go through so fast, but like everyone else
Yeah.
walks. But the
Mhm.
carts and the carriages, I'm like, why are you so fast?
I was so pissed that day bounty hunting. All right, let me bring my wagon up. Here's 3 carriages coming your way, taking up the entire road.
Yeah, so
Yes.
15 cents.
I got 0.8. I got 80 cents basically for that cow because the quality was not high enough.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the quality of your herd is high enough. You get that through having a high quality ranch. Makes sense. But in the ranching channel, I will post the formula, so the formula will make sense. So you guys can see how the payout works. Because we sat there last night after all that shit happened and we made $25 and I was like, what?
Just racking our brains around.
We didn't know that if those ones died that you were penalized. We thought it was just if you were caught killing your cattle. And it's like, no, if they just die, you get penalized.
Based off of that, that means if, say, we took 4 cows over at a roughly maxed out thing, that would equal almost, if not at $100.
Almost, yeah.
That's about right,
Yeah.
considering that's about how much.
So-
So I'm going to post the formula
so-
now so you guys can see it.
Yeah, herding the cattle up to the 200% for quality only takes 2 or 3 runs, maybe 4, depending on the status of your ranch. If you got your ranch status up, you can do it, and you can run whatever you're boosting the quality of up in less than an hour. Taking them to sell is the longest and most frustrating part of it all.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But that's a free trail ride for fun either way.
Yes.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and
I
it-
mean, so much RP.
yeah, so that's the ranching formula. So, and that's using like the cow as an example. So, so
Yeah,
16 is the cost of the cow divided by 100 equals the ratio, which brings it down to 0.16.
Oh god, I bought the chickens when they were $20 each.
Yeah, well,
So $60 is fine.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I can make it back. It's not a problem. I'm looking at this like the cow. Like,
I mean,
oh,
I did too. Like,
The
I bought
pain.
all that shit at max price too.
I don't tell Lignus. He will never know in character that I spent money on that shit.
Oh god.
Yeah.
If you forget about it, if you forget about the pigs, I'll forget about that.
I'll forget about it.
Good.
So, the formula is the ratio times 200 the quality times the number of the herd. So I'm gonna fix it using this as
Just make sure you pin it too so people can find
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
R N equals profit. Lord, I'm actually doing math, Willie.
Did we notice
Then-
it was like for the cows you get like double your money if it's like 200 and that kind of like.
Almost, yeah.
Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
update the horse list. Fuck.
And
Michael.
if you would have told one of my math teachers that I was going to be math and making formulas, they would have laughed at you.
What's the name of that
that's
other horse?
What?
What's the name of that other horse you claimed?
The Akoteke?
Akaltai, thank you.
Apple techies.
well, yeah. Algebra.
Yeah, we're
what are-
literally doing fucking
are-
algebra.
What are goats set at price wise?
Let me look. Let me. So, goats are 4, sheep are 4, chicken are 3, pigs are 4, and bisons are 1. Which
Okay.
I might. That's the hard part is the Wasake doesn't deal in money. So I guess they really wouldn't care about selling. ET, what do you think? Because you're chief.
I mean, they do deal with money. They know that they have to use it to buy things from other people. They just don't accept it usually for their goods.
So,
So
do we want to bump this up from $1 to pay? Because using that formula, hold on, that'd be
Yeah, it wouldn't be a great payout.
they'd be getting 160 per herd.
If all 8, make it.
Yeah, we could bump it up to the same price as cows.
yeah, I think that would probably be for the best.
Okay, so we'll update that. But like I said, eventually we'll add more cattle types. I can job lock certain animals. And
What you gotta do,
stuff like that.
bump the payout of the chicken to 50, because if they make it, they'll eat it.
See, so the problem is that if I
Yeah.
want to, like, the payout is purely off of how much you pay for the chicken. So if
Ah.
you wanted to get
We-
paid $50 per
Yes.
chicken, the chicken cost is going to have to go up. It would have to be more expensive than a cow.
I figured,
Yeah,
but I'm just imagining an
It's
army.
behind the config. Otherwise, yes, absolutely.
Now,
No,
here's
that's
the thing.
hilarious.
If you have, like, let's say, because there's like a reduced milk and there's a reduced egg, and those are marked as true, so people can't just sit there and grind milking and grind eggs and get 13 plus or more of those items. The more you do it with that specific animal without putting them back in the pen, the less items you get. Because I mean, you milk a cow too many times, what happens? The milk dries up. After you collect so many eggs from a chicken, eventually they stop laying eggs. So it's just to encourage people to cycle out chores that they're doing.
Which is a good thing to do, because
Yes.
sure, people like to grind that stuff out, but like, as I've seen in the past, it's very easy to just constantly just sit there and do shit. And in
Yes.
the long run, people don't like that as much as they think they do, because look at the mining, look at the woodlog,
Uh-huh.
it's exhausting.
I'm so burnt out. Well, yeah, because you did mining for 48 hours straight. So, yeah, I'm sure you are burnt out. I turned off PvP so other players cannot go kill your cattle.
Okay, good.
And then they don't stray as much. Like, so they have the higher the number, the less likely they are to stray. So we have it set to 8. They still kind of stray away from your herding, so you actually have to herd. There is so Whisper, you getting the wolves, it was a 14 out of 15 chance.
Oh
Or
my fucking god,
so-
of course my luck is that bad.
yeah, so out of 15 would have disabled it. 14 was like, you're very unlucky. You were very unlucky.
I was very unlucky.
Eventually, like, as people start getting ranching down, I'll probably lower that a little bit just so you actually have something to deal with while you're herding them. But for now, we wanted to leave it to where it was not going to be as punishing because it's a new script and people are learning.
I have a curious question.
I might have a curious answer.
I've heard that there's going to be a hunting job script in, and that as long as you have the job, you might actually be able to make more profit based off of selling things. Does that mean you have to be the job to actually get like profitable items from the creature, or
No.
does it mean you have a specific vendor you can sell to whenever you're clocked in? Is that job?
So basically, you'll get more of an item, like you're more skilled in getting the item, and then the butcher will recognize the role and will pay out more.
Okay, so it's
Huh?
a good incentive for hunters to be hired on as ranch hands then, because there's a chance that they may get paid in hides.
Yeah, because of the wolves.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, yeah.
But also working for someone like Kit, one of CT's characters who owns Manzanita, they're a wilderness person. So working for Manzanita Post would probably be beneficial. Not trying to
Exactly.
pimp out the job, but I'm pimping out the job.
Well, you gotta hire people somehow. You gotta be like, hey, there's this. Whereas Manzanita is in the middle of the fucking woods, which is great.
I love
Um,
Manzanita.
Most people do.
Yes.
I haven't met a soul who doesn't.
Yeah.
But
Only one thing that gets me about that place, and that's the grizzly.
That's
well,
just a-
there's like 5 grizzlies. So
Yeah,
take your
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
not wrong. Not enough
Mhm.
courage training up there. I know.
Yeah. But that is the ranching script in a nutshell, y'all. It's not as complicated as it appears when you first open it. It's just there's a lot of little fine-tuned quirks that you need to work out. So get your ranch to about 130 to 150 without going over 150. Get your cattle up to 200 quality by doing the herding jobs once you have the ranch up to 130 to 150, and then take them out to sell. Or if you're like Whisper and you're just like, I'm just gonna have a ranch full of animals, that's also totally fine. But if you're wanting to make a profit, that's how you would make the profit.